I'm an early bird today. I'm talking about movies, and it's only, what time is it? Well, 1:30. Figured I better do this now. I got some things to do this afternoon. So let's talk about movies. Looking at my book. Alright, let's talk about movies. Let's see. Okay, I watched a movie, TCM, this one's TCM, and it was called The Cosmic Monster. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? It's a British movie, made over in England. I think it was Pinewood Studios or something like that. Maybe I'm not right, but anyway. Stars Forrest Tucker and Gabby Andrew. Andrew? It's about giant insects go on a rampage. And if you want to watch it, skip the first hour. Highly recommend it. Skip the first hour, get right into the last half hour. You don't have to watch the first hour, just go right forward an hour. Yeah, and you get to see the giant insects. There's probably 3 or 4 of them. And I think they're looking at them through a magnifying glass or something like that. And the girl's screaming, and you look at the insect, and she's there in a cobweb, and she's screaming her head off. Very bad, people, very bad. Yeah, if you want to watch it, go ahead. But not this one, I'm not watching again. It gets a 3 out of 10. I thought The Cosmic Monster? Oh, I'll watch it. I did. 3 out of 10. Yep, 3 out of 10. All right, all on Saturday, we watched, Rick and I watched Solent Green, right? So that's, from there, right? That's a very good movie. It's of course, that's an 8 out of 10. But anyway, that's the one I watched on Saturday with Rick. So then I watched a movie on Crave TV called Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase. Nancy Drew movie. And it's a girl that was in, what is it? It. The new one from last year or whatever. Or the girl, the redheaded girl, little redheaded girl. She's in it, Nancy Drew. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's about strange things going on in a mansion. The lady lives in a mansion, and she tells Nancy Drew, and there's lights are going off and on, strange things. So Nancy Drew, of course, she investigates to see what's going on. A lot of fun. It's a fun movie. Give it a 7 out of 10. You can watch it. I liked it. I thought it was fun. All right. Did I say 7 out of 10? I think that was 2019, that movie. Nancy Drew, yeah. That was on Crave TV here in Canada, Toronto. I live in Toronto. The other movie I watched was Bunny Lake is Missing, 1965. Carol Lindley, she just passed away a few days ago. She was in a few movies back in the 60s and stuff like that, early 70s. Carol Lindley and Laurence Olivier and Carol Dulé. Dulé? That's how you say his name? He was in 2001. Everybody knows 2001. He was in that a few years after this. Probably was 5 or 6 years after this. Anyway, so Bunny Lake is Missing. Strange movie. Interesting, but strange. So she goes to the school, right? Her daughter, what, 4 or 5 years old. She's goes to school for the first time, right, in school. So she goes to pick her up. And everybody's heading out of school, going up and down stairs and, passing each other and all that stuff. And she's looking around for her daughter. Nobody's seen this kid. Nobody recalls ever seeing this little girl. She's saying, come on, you gotta see her. I mean, she's been here, I brought her. Anyway, nobody's seen this girl. So they call in the police. Right? And the police start investigating. It's funny, but it seems like nobody's seen this girl. So, case it's getting harder and all that, and it's almost like she didn't exist, right? So yeah, I mean, I can't go on anymore. I'll spoil a movie for you. You know me, I don't want to spoil a movie for you. Anyway, Bunny Lake is Missing. I give that a 7 out of 10. Very interesting movie. And that was, like I said, I'm pretty sure I said TCM. Now, I watched this movie the day after. This one, The Day After, 1983. What's his name? Jason Robards. Excuse me for butchering the name as always. Anyway, The Day After. I'm pretty sure this was a TV movie back in '83. I think this was on TV. I tried to find it in the books. I got a couple of movie books and I can't seem to find it. But anyway, of course it's about, this doctor and his wife and stuff and his kids and things like that. And he's working as a doctor in a hospital. The news is on TV. Things are getting a little escalated right between the Russians and Americans and stuff, and tit for tat and stuff like that, and newspapers, reading all about these problems, and one thing leads to another, as I always say. And what happens? Yep, they decide to push the friggin' button. Off go the silos, right? You can see them up in the air. Of course, if the Americans shut their silos off, or whatever they're calling, bombs, don't you think the Russians did it too? So you got a half an hour pretty well to say, what are you gonna do? Half an hour later, right? Bam! And then the story starts from there. Man, what a friggin' mess, right? So what happens in the movie? Well, as always I say, you're gonna have to watch the movie to see what happens. A very, very good movie. I liked it, and I give it an 8 out of 10 for The Day After, Jason Robards. Alright, what else did I watch? Of course I watched Babes in Arms. Mickey Rooney and Julie Garland. Bunch of kids get together and decide to put on a show in a barn. Their parents, bunch of their parents, or old vaudeville. Anyway, there's not too much going on in vaudeville those days, right? Movies are out, TV, not TV. Well, TV came out in '37, but not as, I think it was '37. Anyway, that's a different story. So, the parents are going off for one last big show and gig in New York or, someplace. And they leave the kids behind. So anyway, Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney's the guy who thinks about this stuff and writes some songs and tunes and stuff. And they're going to put a big play on in a barn. That was fun. That's fun. These movies are just what they are, fun. A fun movie. You know what I mean? It's just a little story about boys and girls singing and stuff. I like those movies. I like Babes in Arms. I give it a 7. 1939. It was a very good year in 1939. So many good movies. It took a long time from, 29 or something like that to 39 to get all these movies, to get them to make movies. And following 1939, I think they put it all together and made all these fantastic movies. Yeah, like The Wizard of Oz. Gone with the Wind, I'm pretty sure it was Gone with the Wind. And all these fantastic, there's a lot of movies that were made in 1939 that are fantastic. Anyway, what else did I? Oh yeah, Summer Holiday. Summer Holiday, Mickey Rooney, Glory to Heaven, Walter Houston, and Frank Morgan. Small town. Dad runs the newspaper. Right? And Frank Morgan lives in the house with his sister, of course, married to Walter Houston. Frank Morgan likes to have a little drink, a little tipsy, you know what I mean? He works at the newspaper too. But anyway, Summer Holiday, 1948. That was a fun movie too. Mickey Rooney. Of course, it's almost 10 years after Babes in Arms, but he still looks the same. Yeah, so that one gets a 7 out of 10, Summer Holiday. That's TCM, of course. Alright, what else? Oh yeah, I watched John Wick 3. I actually paid for it. I kind of like, on-demand movies. $6.99. Yeah, I couldn't wait to buy it, or I couldn't wait for it to come on, the regular movie channel thing. I hear too many people talking about it now, so I said, oh, $6.99. What the heck? So I ordered it. I watched it yesterday. And man, you gotta love these John Wick movies. So many stupids are in it, right? I mean, where do you find all these in life, you know, these movies, all these dumb people that get killed, right? It's almost as bad as watching slasher movies. But hey, don't take it wrong way. But John Wick movies, they're hilarious. They're so fun, right? They're good, and they're so much fun. You know what I mean? So I like John Wick movies. I find them great little movies. This John Wick movie gets an 8 out of 10. The only thing, in a roundabout way, is I thought maybe they should end the John Wick series in 3 movies. You know what I mean? Like 1, 2, 3, and kind of get it over, you know, beginning, the middle, and an end. I kind of think that way. I thought maybe that would have been better for John Wick movies. But of course, now the way it seems, I'm not going to give it away or anything, the ending or anything like that, of course, is that they're going to make another movie. So we get to see all this shit again. So that should be fun. Oh yeah, and I watched The Wife, 2017. I watched that on the movie channel here on Crave TV, The Wife. Glenn Close, yeah, she still looks pretty good for an older lady, right? You know, so she's in it, and she takes her husband to Germany to pick up the, what is it? Oh, jeez, I'm can't remember the Bob, your freaking brain. Anyway, he picks up an award, writer's award, or what is it? The Nobel Prize. Yeah, I think that's it. The Nobel Prize for literature, like writing a book. Anyway, they go over there, and yelling and screaming and fighting, and between, you know, the wife and him, and the kid, her son's there, his son, and the daughter's back home. The daughter had a baby, and they're calling mom and dad on the phone, and oh man, there's a lot going on in this movie. It's a pretty good movie. Can't give any more of it away, or you know, you won't want to watch the movie. But Glenn Close and the wife, she's pretty good. She's a very good actress. Yeah, so I gave that an 8 out of 10. I really liked that movie too. I really liked that. So that's The Wife, Crave TV here in Toronto. So big 8. That's it, people. See, nice and short and sweet, just like myself. I'm not short, but I am sweet. Oh, Bob. Yeah, I know. I have a great time. Sounds like it's raining out. Yeah, a little drizzle, I guess. You notice how the days are getting grayer and darker and a little bit more cooler. You know, you don't see the sun too much. The leaves are starting to fall off the trees. Yeah, it's getting that. So, I mean, you know, it's not really cold or freezing or anything like that, but it's, you know, it's coming. Man, this year ever go fast, eh? This went by pretty freaking quick. My mother told me, Bobby, the older you get, the faster time goes. And when I was a kid, or 17, I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. But now, as old as I am now, I get it. I understand very well. Time goes by pretty goddamn fast. Anyway, have a good week watching those movies. You know who you are. And it's good talking to you again. I'll be back next Friday with the movies I watched this week. Alright, people. Keep watching those movies. Have a good weekend. Talk to you later. That's it. Camera. Down.